Good afternoon, good evening, folks. This is Connie speaking from CCAA Shopping Nova Iguaçu. We are here full of pleasure to introduce you one more guest. I'm sure you will all love her. We are with Juliana Amorim Coutinho. Juliana has been a CCAA student, was, in fact, a CCAA student. She became a teacher. She taught for about 7 years. Then she took law in the university, majored in law, became a lawyer. And as a surprise, she became the chief police officer. And today she supervises 14 police stations. She's got a great story to tell you because she's fighting against feminicide. She has gotten prizes as, for example, the citizen, how do we call that? What's the name? Well, she was considered a great citizen in Nova Iguaçu. She will tell you better about this. It was a prize. She gives lectures internationally, and then the language comes, you will know about this. She will tell us details. And more important, lately, she received the prize. She will be taking a course together FBI out of Brazil. Well, I'm tired, but this is not everything. I'll let the other information for you to discover, okay? So help me welcome Juliana. Oh.
Wow.
Thank you very much for coming.
No, I appreciate it. I'm really touched because, this is where everything began.
Oh.
So I'm really touched to be here with Teresinha, because she was my inspiration. Connie was also my inspiration. Jusara that is not here, but I suppose that if she were here, she would be very happy. And I'm very happy to return here to see my friends. Remember the coffee in the morning?
Yeah.
In the evening as well, because I remember that we had so many groups to give classes, but my history does not begin like this. It began when I was 9 years old, and I love it when my parents were listening to ABBA and Bee Gees music. You can dance, Dancing Queen. Do you remember these songs? So I imagine, what are they talking about? I was really anxious to know what they were speaking. And when I was 9 years old, I asked my father, please, I want to study English. But he didn't have the money to pay for the course. So I said, let's save money, but I need this. It's a dream. Because I knew that speaking English, I could go wherever I wanted.
Sure.
With songs, with communication, traveling, working. So it was a dream that came true. And when I was 10, my father, got me and I entered CCAA studying. It was very nice because I had such huge experience. I remember Jussara talking to me, Juliana, you are so smart, but don't ask so much because there are some words that I don't remember. Because I was anxious to listen because nowadays we have technology. But in our times, those times, we have to listen to music and write. So remember, Madonna, I wanted to sing, when you call my name. So repeat. Repeat. It was very difficult to learn English those times. Nowadays, I can tell you that it's easier because we have web, we have music, we have the
Google.
we have Google, we have the translator, we have everything. But at that time, it was very difficult because we just used it to do what? To read. That's what I think. We can never let our books away. Now I'm reading this. You can say, she studied law. She's a commissionaire. She coordinated 14 police stations. Why is she still speaking English? Easy. It's easy because it's necessary. In my job, people say, oh, if you study law, English is not necessary. I'm so sorry, but in all kinds of studies, geography, chemistry, psychology, everything, English is very necessary first. Because to get in touch with everyone, it's very interesting to have a second language. And English is the most spoken language. Mm-hmm. When I entered the police, I said, oh my gosh, I will never speak English anymore. Then I knew that there was the tourist police station in Leblon, and there, to be there, it's obliged to know English or French. So you see that English is everywhere. So my dream came true when I studied a lot, and then a day when I was 17, almost 18 years, Teresa, but I mean, we call Terezinha, and Sarah called me and told me, do you want to teach here at CCAA? 17, 18 years. I was very happy to have my first job at CCAA, the major English course that I understand until today. So my dreams were coming and going on just by using English. And I remember that I graduated law, and when I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna use English in my life, no, it's gonna be very boring. So I decided to plan in projects, international projects in the police, in order to show that our police, our civil police in Rio de Janeiro, has structure to, to give good kind of assistance to people. Then I won a prize. It was an international prize. I went to Guatemala. And if you don't know, Nova Iguaçu had the most important police station in Brazil and worldwide. And it was a pleasure for our city. Because I thought, if I don't speak to my community, to my population, if I don't say that I'm here to serve the people, how can it be? It's for nothing. So it was a pleasure to live in our name, our city, because I'm 42 years old. Let me tell you something. I'm not afraid about talking my age.
You look so great.
No, but the most important at that point was to show that Brazil is not a bad country, that we have good services. But there was something very interesting. When we went to Guatemala, imagine, there was just South American people here. Nope. Europeans, we had Japanese people, we had Americans, we had people from UK. And then I had to give the lecture, to speak to everybody why I was the best police station in Brazil. So I thought, why am I going to speak in Portuguese here if I speak English?
Cool. You had the option to speak Portuguese.
Yes, but come on, translation. And if the translator does not give the message I want?
Great.
It's a risk. That's why I prefer it to do my lecture all in English, and everybody loved it. Then I said, now I see that my English is useful for law too. People, students, remember, we don't study English just for traveling, but we have it for life. I remember that when I was a teenager, my life was just with music, just to not forget even a word. If you ask me about Drake today, I cannot sing a song. If you ask me about Panic at the Disco, I will not. It's going to be very hard.
What about the W?
But that's what I will tell you. As a commissioner, I go to TV, and I'm also a specialist in security, in criminal specialties. So I go to record, I go to Global, and then I went to Fátima Bernardes. This is a curiosity, okay? Then I was there. When I look at the singer, W. I don't know, because you are too young. But the olders here will remember.
But you can help them. What do they sing? Sing a little.
I went to the man and I said, if I know how to speak English, it's because I sang, looking at my girl in the eye, she stared me above. It was so fun because the guy looking at me, this commissioner is a little bit crazy. I don't care, but it makes part of my history.
Sure.
It was so nice to be on TV with the guy that helped me with my simple words. And we have the second part, when I was a teacher, that I have to tell you here. We have
some experiences.
This conversation should be for at least, for 2-3 hours. But
Juliana will return, for sure. We will set the day today, because she has a lot of stories to tell you.
Yeah, but this one I will tell. My inspiration, as I said, was Teresa, Consul, Jussara, and other teachers that are in my heart until today. And I have here a friend of mine, remember, that we were there just afraid of her.
Oh, my God, she had to say that.
We were, imagine, I'm a commissioner now.
Yes.
Now I can
you see, now I can go to prison.
But I remember that was such a beautiful time, because we got so much experience. And one thing that you told me that it was very important, read. Read, because to improve English, it's really necessary to read. And I remember that those times it was very hard to get a book in English. We had just one place, downtown Rio, to buy books.
Yeah, we didn't have bookstores around.
No, we didn't have Amazon. We didn't have Mercado Livre, etc. No, we didn't have. So it was very hard. And we didn't have the money.
Exactly.
To buy, And just to tell you something, one of the books that I read and I love it so much was this one, Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen.
Yes.
In this talk show, I'm touched by bringing this. And it's a gift for one of you that I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be a surprise at the end. But I can tell you something. I didn't have the money to buy this book. So I remember that we made copies. Remember? In order to study literature, because she was very hard in examinations. So I remember that we had to read. We had meetings before the tests in order to say, oh, the book is like this. So it's something that really touched me even today.
Thank you, God, I was not in bad light, because she had a father. She still has a father, but in that time her father was very hard. He always wanted her to be the best. He pressed her. And then she came into the English course, and the teacher also pressed her, but it was for a good reason.
Yeah, and I remember because she gave me 7. I didn't like. I just wanted pen. I just the A plus. Remember?
I do.
Yeah, it was very hard to get a B or C with her. She was very hard.
And you
But
were
it's
always
good.
perfectionist.
Yeah, I was. But it was very nice for experience, and I take it for my life. And continuing, I'm very happy because my family is here. My husband, Rodolfo, say hi to everybody.
Hi, Rodolfo, welcome.
Renan, say hi in English.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Renan.
Yeah, and the little Rodolfo. Hi, my prince. Say hi. Ashamed. Shy. A little bit shy. But it's very interesting in my house because when we travel abroad, we go in our vacations, we insist on speaking everybody in English.
Very good.
Yeah,
That's
Renan.
it.
So who goes to McDonald's? My older son. Yeah?
Sure. So he orders.
Who buys the things? The husband. He helps me. Everybody. Yeah. And when I go there, do you think I buy what? Comics in English for my sons.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very nice to have here this opportunity to say this because we are in 2019. We have to take the most the experience that we can. Yeah. Now I'm a policewoman. When I get retired, who knows I come back here. I will
yes, she wants a chance to return to class.
Who knows?
See how nice? And who will deny that? Would you give me the chance to introduce a new topic? I'm sure the guys are dying to speak about.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have observed her T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's there. Women, 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 and her badge. Ju has been doing great work as a policewoman, and she's gonna do great work wherever she goes because she's very sensitive. But this is a special fight, isn't it, Ju? She has been fighting a lot against this kind of problem.
Yes.
Could you tell them a little about the challenges?
Yes.
And the success,
Yes.
etc.
Well, it all began when I entered the police. Imagine, it's a masculine place. We have almost 90,000, and most of them are men. And it's very difficult for men to identify this kind of violence to women. So it was 2003. There was a case that I could not arrest the guy that simply almost killed a woman. Why? Because she said, no, I will forgive him, and let's go home. I want my marriage. And I was very upset about that, because we didn't have a law that prohibited that. Then, 2006, we have Maria da Penha law. I don't know if you know this law. And it gives opportunities and, how can I say, many kinds of prevention to death, femicides. That's the most important. So I began treating this part. I divide my work into prevention and investigation. When we talk about prevention, we go to schools and we talk to the smallest, to the teenagers, adults, about the violence. Because most of people don't talk about this. Because it's a kind of violence that happens inside the house.
Sure.
And when a woman gets married, she doesn't want to get a divorce. So we want to study this. So with this work, we can go to a school and talk about violence so the society can know that talking about the lipstick is not a good idea. Talking about the clothes, the women's clothes, she can wear whatever she wants. Another thing, psychological violence that many people don't talk about it. It was one of the objectives. And then when I go to the police station, I decided to arrest the ones that did not pay attention to the prevention. And then with Maria da Penha Law, we could do this kind of work. This year, we have already arrested 543 men.
You know?
So we avoided deaths. Women could be died. Families could be destroyed. We say that when a woman dies, a family dies.
Sure.
That's why I say women, 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 because in the past, women didn't have a speech.
Voice.
We couldn't even vote. Can you imagine this? We couldn't even vote. So that's why I say that women, because if we were talking about 50 years ago, it would be nothing that we could imagine that two women would be here having a talk show speaking about these kind of things. So that's why I say, men, respect us. Don't kill us. And women, remember, you can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. So that's why when I work in the police, when I entered the police, I chose this kind of investigations, and that's why we won many prizes coming to Rio de Janeiro.
Exactly, guys. It's so nice because she's got prizes, and you know how hard the topic is sometimes, bringing some new issue, some new idea, because you started arresting those people. It's danger, and she has been through governors. You know, each 4 years we have changes in politics, and she is there. So can you imagine the kind of professional she's been? It's very interesting. I'm very sorry that we don't have time to get the most out of Juliana today. She has to come, because she has to tell you about the prizes she's got. She has to tell you about these courses she's going to take, other courses she has already taken, because she has taken intelligence courses in FBI. Very interesting, really, talk we need. But as everything that is good lasts very little, I will have to stop this part of the talk show in order to open for your questions. Maybe through your questions she can tell you more. And there are some funny things I wish she could have the time to tell you. Okay?
Hi. First, I want to say thank you because you remember me why I'm doing law and why I'm studying English. And I want to ask you what do you think about when you think about the future in your profession?
Well, it was a challenge. Wow, it's very difficult. My husband says that I have to slow down. Yeah? But I always say that we can reach the sky. Women can do whatever they want. They can be in all spaces of power. I believe that I can give much to the society. How? Giving good services, good investigation, because sometimes you cannot give, for example, in a homicide, you cannot bring the person back, but you can give the answer, who killed, who made that crime, who committed that crime. So you can give a word to that family. So that's why I work. And sometimes when I'm in the police station, there is a song. There is a song that says that today I woke up and I will give flowers to the commissioner. Yeah, acordei hoje com vontade de dar flores pro delegado. Remember? No, it's not this way. Because when people go to the police station, they are very, very weak. They are very, stressed. Yeah. So the minimum that I can do is to give humanity access. I can give love. I can give hope that for a better world. So I have too much. My husband, can you let me do it? But I'm still 42. I don't know if I can be, I can stop right now. Society needs. FBI gives courses. So I took courses with international crimes, like people traffic. We have traffic dealers, people traffic dealers. We had a case in Belfort Roxo. Can you imagine this? So if I didn't have this course, I could not have this investigation. So I think that if I continue studying, I have to give more to the society. So let's see, let's stop at 70.
80.
I need you at home. I know this. Yeah, Renan is saying that, balance, because he needs me at home to help him make the homework. I'm never there.
And now may I?
Oh, sure.
Juliana, have you ever faced an ex-student at work?
Oh, my gosh. Remember that I would say something very interesting about my occupation, my job. There was a time that I was trying to arrest a guy in Nova Iguaçu. And imagine the situation. Can I? The camera, it's not going to be good, but I was such like this, trying to arrest the guy. Then I listened to someone saying, "Teacher, o cara não tá aí não, ele pulou o muro." It's very special. That's why I say, when you have a student at CCAA, you will never forget him. No, him or her, they are always in our hearts. So it was so funny that my policeman asked me, "Do you know her?" I said, "She's my ex-student, so she's right. Let's go with her." And we could arrest the guy. So it's just one of the funniest things that happened to me, because we have so many stories. My gosh. I will.
Hello, I'm nervous, but okay. Do you think it's possible to fight criminals against women in a culture where people in high political positions still support those kinds of action?
I got it. We have a problem here in Brazil called sexism. Yeah, we have the feminists. Yeah, but we also have the sexism. So it's history. Remember that I told that many years ago, women could not vote? But we are transforming this every day. When we are in high positions, like we have here Connie, when we have everybody here, we have women with power, we can change it. When I went to my position as a coordinator of 14 police stations specialized of domestic violence, I decided, girls, let's fight against the aggressors, the criminals, but let's fight for family. Let's have family together. And women are responsible for this. If we don't move, nothing happens. But it's very difficult to talk about government about this. That's why I need to give many projects in order to decrease the number of violence about women and femicide. If you don't know, Brazil is the 5th rate, unfortunately, in worldwide in femicide. So we have to change this. How? with feminism. We have to break this. Man, let girls do whatever they want. We can be wherever we want. Yes. Girls want to have fun, but we want a responsible world as well. Equality, that is the most important. Because when people talk about feminism, they say, no, they want to be the best. No, we just want the same rights men have. Just us.
Have you ever been in a funny situation with English at work?
All the times. I was in a huge lecture, and then I was talking about violence. Femicide. And then a woman told me, hey, come on. I know everything about femicide, but where are the men here to listen to this? And then what do you say? So everything happens. And sometimes when we go, for example, we are working near the beaches, there are funny situations as well, because I am the only person sometimes who speaks English. And then you have a Frenchman. What do you do? So what do I do? You know that French people, they have some kind of historical difference. So I begin like this. Je parle un peu de français, mais je sais parler d'anglais. Pouvez-vous parler d'anglais avec moi? Translating. I speak just a little bit of French, but could you speak English to me? Sometimes they say yes, but sometimes they say no. Yeah. So it's very funny because we have to look for a person to speak French to that person in order to understand what the guy is speaking. But we have difficult but funny situations in the police job.
So people, we are coming to the end of this marvelous talk show. Say ah. And I'm sure, people, I'm sure it is honest because we want more. And I promise that today we are going to set a new date.
Yes.
I was very tense before having this talk show because we set 3 meetings about and we couldn't meet. And then I said, my gosh, how am I going to interview such a personality without talking to her first? I only remembered you as a student and afterwards as a teacher, but well, yes, curly hair, yes. Well, anyway, she's around. She's going to be back. What is very important, that I think the most important thing about Juliana, is that, most people, when they achieve success in life, they kind of leave their place, they go somewhere else. And Ju is here. She is bringing all this quality to her place, to her neighborhood, and from here to the world. This is something, and I don't have to say how simple she is. She's still the same person, and this is a great satisfaction for me to have you here. I'm very proud of you. I'm sorry if I were so strict to you, but I mean, it is just teacher stuff. You know how CCAA methodology is,
I know.
but it's for your best. Yeah. And I'm very happy that you became, in fact, you gave light to the person you have always been, a very great human being. Thank you very much for your availability. And thank you for telling us. I'm saying we are going to have a new date because she offered to come again. And you see how important it is. So thank you very much. I hope you keep this successful work and beginning in your family. And I don't have any other words are not enough to thank you, okay? Thank you very, very much.
I appreciate it, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm here, and I'm really touched to return here after 17 years. And I'm almost 20 years at the civil police. But the 6 years I worked here, they were very special in my life. The year here, I never forget. I love you so much, and I'm very happy to be here. I would like to thank my family to be here with me, okay? And remember, I can finish with that.
Sure.
Yes. And people said that a policewoman cannot smile. So I have a sentence from Chaplin that says, there are always bad and good moments in life. Today, you may be sad, but remember, tomorrow is another day. There is always a good reason to smile. Thank you so much.
That's it. Words don't come, but this is Connie speaking from CCAA Shopping Nova Iguaçu. And be with us the next time. I'll let you know when Julie is returning. Thank you.